Hello friends and welcome to Before the Wheel. Today we are joined by Nivedita, who is a holistic healer, who is a hypnotherapist, and you are into a lot of things which I even don't know. So would you like to tell what exactly you do and how you do?
Thank you, Aman, first of all, for inviting me for this podcast. And I'm really honored
Hey, thanks.
that you have asked me to speak about the kind of work I do. Yeah, I am a holistic healer, and hypnotherapy is one of the healing modalities I use.
Okay.
Apart from that, I am also a trance regression therapist
Mm-hmm.
and also an energy healer.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what would you like me to talk about
I
first?
want to know exactly all these terms which you just told, that you are
Yeah,
into hypnotherapy, you are into holistic healer. Can you just
yeah.
explain these terms one by one so we know more about you?
Okay. So let me start with hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
So hypnotherapy is basically a healing modality where
Okay.
you are working, with either mental issues or emotional issues
Mm-hmm.
or physical issues of the body.
Yeah.
Uh, because we think that everything starts with a thought, and I'm sure you agree with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that thought, either whether it is a positive thought or a negative thought, it over the period of time starts creating some kind of an emotion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if that emotion not expressed starts getting settling into the body like a feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. And then over the period of time it creates this stress starts building up in the body, and it leads to various mental issues or health issues.
Oh.
Yeah. So when somebody comes to me with any kind of mental issue or a kind of a health related issue,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
being a therapist, I go to the root cause and I try to understand when did it start, what was the original thought behind it,
The
and I
history.
yeah, the history, and
Mm-hmm.
I in fact I go to the root cause of the let's say, if for example, if somebody is having thyroid, for that
Mm-hmm.
matter. Now thyroid is something to do, it's an autoimmune disease,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
to do something where the either the hormone which is getting produced, the TSH, is either more or it is less. And when somebody comes to me, so I would like to take them little back and understand when did it start. Yeah. And often we have seen that most of the diseases are psychosomatic in nature. It
Oh.
means they have started somewhere at the thought level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And these kind of people have either suppressed something which they wanted to speak up. Yeah. So
Oh.
it's mostly related to the throat. Yeah.
Oh.
And then we find out that very early, somewhere in childhood, they have been, the expression, which is the function of throat,
Yeah.
has been suppressed. So either they are not able to express, or they are or they are too scared to express.
Mm-hmm.
So the thyroid, which is like the autoimmune gland of the body, right, it
Yeah.
helps you to kind of ward off so many diseases.
Yeah. Yeah.
It starts malfunctioning. And as a hypnotherapist, I would like to take them back and undo that entire process.
Mm-hmm.
And what I have seen, and it's very amazes me sometimes, how whatever we can create with the mind, we can also uncreate with the mind,
Oh.
because our subconscious is 6,000 times more powerful
Oh.
than the conscious mind, and it might be really amazing for you
Yeah. Yeah.
to know that. So I use the power of the subconscious under hypnosis. Yeah. And where the conscious mind is not completely out. So if you people come and ask me that, will you have control over my mind? I do not have control over your mind, but your conscious mind is kind of suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are still listening to my commands which I am giving,
Yeah.
but I have the access to your subconscious, to that part of your file which has got corrupted, which is the virus which is creating the,
All these
let's say,
things.
the thyroid,
Yeah.
or it could be
Yeah.
any other dis-ease in the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is hypnotherapy.
This is one part which you do.
And this is one part which I
Okay.
do, and it will take series of sessions.
Okay.
So I mean, minimum at least 10 to 11 sessions for a person to completely come out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And each session will last around 2 to 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So, but not everybody would respond with, let's say, hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
So some people, I would use something called trance regression therapy, which is again, if you see trance regression means going back in time.
Okay.
Here again, I will directly take the person back in time. Either now it could be of this lifetime, or it could be of even past
Oh.
life.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
From where it has all started, and I go there and I go with my client, and the surprising part is, and it sometimes even amazes me, when we undo something in some other lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
something beautifully and miraculously changes here. Yeah. So, and I have seen it in my clients, things just shift sometimes even after 1 or 2 sessions.
Yeah.
And it is so beautiful to see, because it's all in the mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all in the subconscious. All I have to do is, like, when you want to search something on Google, right?
Yeah.
You put the keyword.
Yeah.
And if you put the correct keyword,
Yeah.
it will go and search that particular file, and it will show you the
Results for that.
results for that.
Yeah.
So simply I will have to get the keyword from my client, and I think that's what my expertise is.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment I kind of tap there, that thing opens up for me, and then with the help of my client, I go there, and there are techniques to it could be very simple breath work, or it could be just tapping with the body,
Yeah.
undoing the process, and then filling it up with new energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is trance regression therapy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then apart from it, some of my clients are more into let's say touch therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So there I use Reiki. Reiki is a healing modality.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Japanese healing modality. It's
Mm-hmm.
non-invasive, and you just touch your body with your own hands. Yeah. And you give that love to your body. It's nothing but, I love my body. It's all about being in gratitude to your body. Like, when have we in fact gone back and said thank you to your feet? Yeah.
True. That's true.
We have never said that, right? But it's like we have been using them. We have been misusing them,
Yeah.
but we have never gone and told that thank you so much. So Reiki is nothing but universal love,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a pranic force flowing through all of us.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
But it has to flow 100%. But why it doesn't flow 100%? It's because of I would say, the blocks. Like I said, our thoughts are very, kind of potent. They can create anything,
Yeah.
right? So there was an experiment done on this by, Dr. Emoto. He's a Japanese scientist, where he says how powerful the thoughts are, right?
Okay.
So he took water and he started saying some positive affirmations to water. And there's another, beaker in which he took water, and he kind of just abused the water, and then he crystallized the water.
Okay.
When those molecules were seen under the microscope, it was seen the water in which you had, kind of said positive chants, or you had just sent love to that water, it crystallized beautifully. Whereas the other crystals of water were like so distorted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
that's interesting.
carried these experiments all over the world with various lakes, depending on the consciousness of the people. And yes, and he found that out. So similarly, in our body, there is 70% water.
Yeah.
What are we doing to our body with our thoughts? I
Yeah.
don't love this. I don't love this part of me. I hate myself. What are we doing with our body? So with Reiki, you touch your body parts and you say, I love you. You touch your feet and you say, thank you so much for being there with me for last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Just touch your knees and you say, thank you so much for making me so flexible in life. And yes, Aman, I have seen that if you keep doing it, Reiki is again like an exercise. It's like when you go to the gym or when you're doing yoga, you start seeing results, and it doesn't happen overnight. It takes over the period of time.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the period of time, what you will see is that you start relaxing. I say after effect of Reiki is, people come and ask me, what is the side effect of Reiki? I said side effect of Reiki is you'll sleep well. So the stress level goes down because you're relaxing your body.
Mm-hmm.
Your aches and pains start going down, but it doesn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It will take time. And it takes at least 21 days for our body to shift. So when you keep doing it, it's your body starts settling, you have better sleep, your appetite goes up, your skin starts glowing,
Yeah.
You don't need extra supplements for your body. In fact, you have more energy in the body. So as I said in that experiment, when he abused the water became, they were distorted crystals of water.
Yeah.
So when I am going to touch my body every day and say, I love you so much, and there is a process of how I attune my students to Reiki. So there is a certain process. So because I also teach Reiki,
Yeah.
so in that I will attune them and I'll tell them how to connect to that vibration. Like you have to connect to certain frequency. If you want to listen to, any kind of, let's say, in your car you have so many, different FMs you have, right? So you have to tune into that
Yeah.
channel. So you have to tune that antenna. So
Yeah.
in Reiki also you have to tune to that antenna to connect to the frequency of Reiki, and then connect to that energy, and it starts flowing through your hands. Basically, it mostly flows through your hands.
Okay.
In fact, you start falling in love with yourself. And when
Oh.
you are in love with yourself, you will never sabotage yourself. You will not do anything to hurt yourself. And then maybe it could be as simple as start saying no to people. And taking out that, in that your hectic schedule, taking out that 10, 15 or just 20 minutes for yourself.
For yourself.
Yeah. And it increases your longevity of life. It helps you to heal your relationships, because if you're happy with yourself, Aman, then you're happy with everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And the way you will, instead of reacting, you start responding. The way you think, the way you act, the way you feel, everything starts changing. And it's very peaceful. You are at peace with yourself. You are at peace with everyone. Your face starts glowing and people start coming and asking you, what are you doing? You seem to be very, very peaceful. So that is Reiki, which I do. And I think it's one of my foundations. I really kind of eat, breathe and live Reiki. And the other thing which I do is crystals. Crystals are also the healing crystals.
Yeah,
I
want
know
to
whether
ask
you've
about
heard
that.
about them.
I saw those couple of days ago when you were at our common friend's place.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. So what is that? How does that work? That crystals, just stones, right?
Yeah.
How does that work and affect your mental well-being?
Yeah. So in fact, they are not stones.
Okay.
There's a difference between a crystal and a stone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
That's fine. I think I keep educating people on that.
Yeah.
Before I came into it, I also used to think they are stones. But it's the molecular structure of the crystal, and the molecular structure of a stone will be very different.
Okay.
When the light falls on a stone, it gets distorted. But when a ray of light falls on a crystal, it gets focused into one. Yeah. So crystals, if you know, have been used since time immemorial. You've heard about quartz watches?
Yeah, I heard about it.
You've heard about it?
Yeah.
So the crystal which is used there is quartz.
Okay.
Clear quartz.
Yeah.
So crystals have been, as I said, from the time of Egyptians to Mesopotamians. They have been used since centuries and we are not aware of it. Their capacity to heal, because the colors which you get in the crystals is because of the minerals they have.
Yeah.
And it is in a specific area where they are, growing. Scientists have tried to replicate the growth of crystals artificially,
Okay.
but they haven't got it.
Okay.
Still, we don't know what happens.
Yeah.
If you really see a crystal, maybe next time when I'm doing something on crystal, I'm doing a crystal
Sure,
podcast,
sure.
I will bring a crystal and show you
Sure.
that there is just a bedrock and then suddenly some magic starts happening and crystallization starts. Yeah.
How does that help in mental well-being?
Yes. So as I said, a particular crystal will, the matrix of the crystal, the inside molecular structure of the crystal helps you to calm down your energy. So it has been seen different crystals having different colors. So if even the colors, the frequency of the colors, every color has a different frequency, right? That helps you to, so if there are imbalance in certain frequency, it will help you to balance the frequency of the person. Like there's a crystal called hematite. And it's a very heavy crystal. Okay. And it has got iron content in it. So hematite is because of the iron in it.
Okay.
And people with people who are anemic, if when it has been seen that if they are wearing more of this crystal, they are not that disoriented. They are more grounded. They are more focused, because the crystal as it is heavy. It will bring your kind of distorted thoughts and all. It helps you to focus. Yeah. And it has also got iron, so it's rubbing to the body.
Yeah.
It's very scientific, and it's nothing like, if you really go deep, there is a huge science behind all this. And so the color of the crystal, the content of the crystals, the mineral of the crystal will help you to balance the imbalance of the energy in your body.
And your thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nice.
So that also helps. So I recommend crystals also to my clients.
Okay.
That is
to wear it?
yes.
Okay.
Sometimes to wear it, like I'm wearing, like these are, I'm wearing bracelets.
Okay.
Some don't want to wear it, so I will give them like, they come in various shapes and forms to just sit and meditate with it. Often so many of my clients, and I think those especially from the software, they are too stressed out. And there is a crystal called tourmaline, because of the gadgets we use, also creates a lot of electromagnetic stress.
Oh.
Yeah, and the environment. So when you keep a tourmaline near your, let's say, a laptop, or even in your bed, by your bedside, it brings the electromagnetic field. It just kind of settles, and
It captures it?
Yes, it
Okay.
captures it.
Okay.
And they're like, they soak in the energy. They are like, rechargeable batteries, but they also like blotting paper. They'll soak in, and after that they'll get choked. Then
Okay.
you have to probably cleanse it with water and salt and
So you have to actually clean it because it consumed some energy in it.
exactly the lower
my
vibrations, the negative energy.
Okay.
Yeah, and then again you recharge it.
Mhm.
It's a very interesting feel, and
Yeah,
it's a
it
very
is.
and the beauty of it is some people, they don't believe in it.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, it's tough to
And
believe.
so I just tell them, why don't you take it home? And especially with people who are not introduced to this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell them, you take it home and see if it helps, and it does help. It really starts bringing especially the non-believers. I mean, there's
Yeah, I'm
nothing
sure,
called a
yeah.
placebo effect or anything. So I tell them, sometimes even give it to in their hands, and I say, feel it, and they say, you know what? It looks as if it is sucking my anxiousness, or it is helping me to calm down. What is this? What have
Yeah.
you given to me in my hand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is another healing modality I use.
So.
Yeah. And for people who are more logical, I use something called tapping, which is called emotional freedom technique.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are certain parts in our body where we collect stress. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. So have you heard about acupressure or
Yeah,
acupuncture?
yeah.
Okay. Where they will, poke in some
Poke in
needles
some areas.
to release
Yeah.
the stress. So EFT is emotional freedom technique, which was developed by Gary Craig. So that also I use a lot, where we tap those parts of our body. Certain parts are there's a technique, and you release the stress, and the moment you release the stress, whether it's a pain, it's an emotional stress, it starts the person starts calming down, and there is again a release. So that is another technique, and the beauty of this technique is whether you believe in it or you don't believe in it,
It is there.
works. It works.
It works.
It works. If you see the word pain, it means pay attention inwards now. So if this part of my body, let's say, is hurting, my attention will immediately go here, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
my body is drawing the attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is paining because of something inside.
Yeah.
So when you do this tapping technique, it also helps you to bring your stress levels down, bring your pain down. And if you do it every day, let's say in the morning before going to the office, or even going, before you go to bed, because we have so many stresses throughout the day, right? It'll help you to calm you down. And when you get up in the morning, you will be much more fresh.
Yeah.
Because in our mind, the way our mind works is last in, first out.
Yeah.
So whatever you have slept with
The thoughts.
is what you will get up in the morning. And all those thoughts will finally go into the subconscious,
Yeah.
which I told is 6,000 times more powerful. And then you get up very grumpy. And again, you will start a day with that kind of
Same
an
feeling.
energy.
Yeah.
And now you will be giving that energy to your colleagues. You will be giving your energy probably to your boss. Your outputs will be very low. And then it, kind of spoils your entire day. And apart from it, I am also a trainer. So I am a certified trainer for hypnotherapy.
Okay.
And that's EKAA. Organization is EKAA. So I'm a certified trainer for that too, because whatever I do, I want to give it back to the society. So I want to teach. So I don't want to keep it to myself, because if I can my vision is if I can make a difference in somebody's life, it would really it would help me, because my journey into this started so many years back with my own aches and pains, till I met somebody and he said, Nivita, it's all about subconscious, and the issue is in your mind and not in your joints. And it helped me so much that I came out of it, and then I said, okay, this is what I have to now give back to the society. And one more modality which I use is chakras. So have you heard about the word called chakras?
I had heard from yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you have ever done yoga, they talk about chakras,
Yeah.
the 7 chakras in the body.
Yes.
So these are again energy centers in the body, and I think in our Indian mythologies, chakras are huge, right?
Yeah,
You would have heard about
Kundali.
mudras and kundalini
Yeah,
and all. Yeah.
yeah.
These are all activating the energy centers in the body.
Yeah.
So the 7 major chakras in the body, right from the Muladhara to the crown, which is the Sahasrara chakra. So some of my clients I would like to, which I feel I cannot work with them with hypnotherapy, because mentally, let's say they are on too much of drugs, they are all the time anxious.
Yeah.
Then I cannot work with them with hypnotherapy, or there is not much cognition.
Yeah.
Because to work with a client, I need to have a healthy adult.
Yeah.
Otherwise, whom am I talking to? I don't even know. Or if there is too much of a child, then I don't know whom I'm talking to.
Yeah.
I cannot work with the child, because the child does not have the cognition, or the child cannot make decision.
Correct.
It's an adult who makes a decision.
Yeah,
Adult
yeah.
can make choices, but a child can't, right?
Yeah.
So with those kind of people, I will work with chakras. And then probably give them some affirmations for that particular chakra, and then kind of rectify that. And for that I will give them, like, I have my own, like, a diagnostic tool called pendulum. With that I can measure the energy of that chakra, because every chakra is vibrating at a different frequency and at a different energy level, and I will measure the energy body of that person. And then again I will be giving them some positive affirmations for that chakra. Or let's say if root chakra is very weak, so root chakra is all about fears. So when we have too much of anxieties and we have too much of fears in life, is when it means that the root chakra is weak.
Yeah.
It's all about survival. So every time your survival is hit,
Yeah.
and this we have got from when we were in the prehistoric stage, right?
Yeah.
When it was all about survival.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the moment the ferocious animal comes in front of me, either I will fight or I will flight.
Yeah.
The third, which he learned the response, was freeze. So now if you see in today's scenario, there are no animals, but there are situations.
Yeah.
So either we are fighting, or we are running away, or we are just freezing, which is like a modern day depression.
Yeah.
So people with lower vibration at the root chakra level will be very depressed. So these will be the signs for me. They might be the blood levels will be low, because blood is the life force energy.
Yeah.
Okay, they will have aches and pains in muscles.
Yeah.
The support, which is your bones, the bones will be very weak.
Yeah.
So with these kind of people, because I believe that you have to heal at all the levels of your being, physical, mental, emotional and spiritual. Probably I'll tell them to hit the gym, go for exercises, walk barefoot on earth, do a lot of gardening, put your hands into earth energy, because that is the earth, put something. And then where again I might because I believe in an integrated approach, so I might also give them a crystal to wear.
So for different patient you have different kind of
different patients we have different, because every human being is unique, Aman, and we all have different ways of processing an information. So some people, if there's a like a water bottle, let's say, some people might see, oh, this is half full, others will see, oh, this is kind of half empty. So depending on, because all of us have filters here. So when the information comes in, how I am processing the information. Okay. And now no processing is right or wrong. It's just a processing. And after processing, how I am responding, how I am acting. You would have seen that some people are very fast in processing and they'll immediately do, whereas some are complacent. It's not because they are like that, it's because they have been conditioned to become like that. So people come to me when, not when they are happy and when they are, they will come to us most of the time when they have kind of, let's say they've gone to doctors and they've gone anywhere and they see that this is just not helping. Let me just try alternative healing and all. And it takes time, as I said. It doesn't. See, I am not a medical doctor, right? So I don't prescribe any medicines. Neither I ask anyone to stop medicines, because that only doctor can tell. But if the doctor and me are working together, I have seen that the medicines will go down. And over my career, I've seen that, migraines or thyroid or anxieties, addictions, they have just kind of people have come out of it, and it is so empowering that yes, I can do it. It's all about willpower. It's all about,
it's interesting.
yeah.
So it's a lot of stuff you are doing. So let's just talk about more about mental health.
Okay. So mental health is again a big issue in nowadays world, right? In today's world, and everybody, I feel, is suffering with some or the other kind of mental stress, right?
So on the same line, I have this question from a long time. Is it just because of the media or the social media, we are getting more of these kind of news in everywhere about suicides, about depression and stress, or it was there always, and because we were not getting more news about it? Or because of so now we have a lot of communication, we are totally connected, all the time connected.
Yeah.
And still we hear people feeling lonely or feeling that kind of disconnect.
Yeah.
So can we talk more about that? What do you think about that?
So my take on it is, it's not that earlier they were not happening. I'm sure they were happening earlier also, but they were not coming to the surface. Yeah.
Surface as in they were not telling?
They were not seen.
Okay.
Yeah. So many times there was so much of abuse happening in the families. Yeah. Whether it's a physical abuse or it's sexual abuse happening in families, women being beaten up, but it was never brought out. It was always hushed. Yeah. Or even suicides happening. It was like really a taboo to go to a psychotherapist or a hypnotherapist. Yeah. It was as if there is some pagal ho gaya jaise koi. Yeah. It's a taboo. Even now, at this point of time also, Aman, so many people, when they come to me, I have to keep my client's name very confidential. And of course, that is there, that we keep a code of confidentiality. It comes with my profession. But sometimes they don't tell their family members also.
They are
coming to me, or they're going to a psychotherapist, simply because it's still a big taboo in our society.
It's a stigma.
It's a stigma. It's not that it was not there earlier. It was there. It's just because of the media. It's been more in the open. And I'm happy that people are kind of getting in touch that yes, there is an issue and I need to address it. I don't need to probably suppress it. Yeah. And why it happens is because, as you said, there are so many suicide cases, and even though there is so much of technology, then there is so much communication. But why are we feeling lonely?
Yeah.
That's simply because we are not in touch with ourselves. Yeah.
Okay.
We have lost the connection with our own selves.
And why is that?
Because we are all going out to those gadgets and we are not addressing the issue inside. So if, let's say, why there is a mental issue, why there is a mental stress, right? It could be, so as I said in the beginning, that whenever there is, and that's how our minds are programmed, right? That's how our central nervous system is programmed, that whenever there is a threat, your subconscious will always try to save you. That's its only work. And I said it's 6,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind. Conscious mind is just 10 to 12%. And its work is just to act, think, and react. Logic. But subconscious is, just to keep you alive. It does not have any logic. So whenever there is a threat, it will either try to save you, so it'll fight with the situation, to save you, or it'll run away from the situation. Again, that is try to save you from a situation, or when it cannot do any of these two, it goes into a state of depression, a freeze. It means, let's say somebody loses a job and they try very hard to get it back, but it's not coming. What happens to that kind of a person? Their energy is very low. They go very, kind of, they don't feel like eating. They cut off from their friends. They go into deep into kind of a depression, hibernation. It's because, as you said, even though there is so much of a communication, why am I going inside? It's also the way a person has brought up in the childhood and all that, how they have learned to fight with the situation. If they have seen that people were very closed, nobody opened up, later on in their life that's how they have been programmed from
not
childhood.
talk about those kind of things.
Yeah, do not talk about those things. Somebody will, and am I good enough, and what are my belief systems about myself? Low self-worth, low self-esteem. So every time when you are stressed, adrenal glands will pump adrenaline into the body to fight with the stress. Ideally that stress goes down and the crisis is over and you go back to your normal routine, right? But if there is no end of stress and adrenals are going on pumping adrenaline into the body, then everything, all the hormones, they go for a toss. So there is no energy to fight. There is no energy to run away. Let's say a woman who is in an abusive relationship and, in a marriage which is very, very abusive, right? And she is so interdependent or codependent on her husband. What will she do finally? She'll go into a depression. And she will not even reach out because it's again a taboo. Yeah. And that's why even though there are so many people, you feel lonely because they feel that nobody understands me. Whom do I go to? Yeah. So that is one of the reasons. And they might be in a crowd of 100 people, but they are feeling lonely because nobody is able to identify with them. So that's why they are feeling lonely. I might have, so many gadgets in my house, but do I even have the energy to connect to someone? Because deep inside, the person will have probably a thought, probably nobody will understand me. They might even try to say, forget about it. What's wrong with you? And they will judge you. Why can't you just come out? I have come out of it. So what? Again, they feel so judged. There is nobody to, reach out to them. So that is one. And then they think, then they get into depression, then they feel lonely and they go into a deep state of, sadness. And then they see that, okay, I cannot do anything about it, and they end up their lives. That is one of the reasons. So we have to fight the stress, and it's very important.
How to identify these kind of symptoms if someone is around you?
Okay.
So how to identify these kind of symptoms and address them?
A very good question. And so if you see your colleague or if you see, your friend or your loved one, right? The moment you start seeing signs like they start talking less, they don't want to meet you, or, their appetite is going down, even the face, it starts drooping. There's a kind of a low sense of energy and they start cutting themselves away, from you. And there is a very... it's like a low energy, you feel that there is something wrong. And also the body language talks a lot. They will have droopy shoulders, they'll be very, very emotional, there's like losing interest in everything. These are the signs that the person is right now in a mild state of depression. And depression, Aman, is just a state of being. Anyone can be pulled out of a depression. Have you seen a laborer on the road in depression?
Don't think so.
Why do you think so? Does he have a mental issue or a mental stress?
You might be having.
But does he go into depression?
Probably not.
Why? Simply because he has to earn money. He can't afford to just sleep and be in depressive state. So he has to go, or whatever, he's a fruit vendor, he has to go out. He has to earn money for his family. But white-collared people can afford to do that.
So does it mean that people who are more occupied or who keep themselves occupied are less likely to go into depression?
Now occupied with what?
So it depends, right? Maybe.
Something which lifts up their energy.
Yeah.
Now, how to come out of depression? It could also be engaging, let's say, in a good physical, healthy exercise. Will help you to come out, meeting friends, going out. So if you see depress is going down,
Yeah.
it's just going, you have to come out.
Yeah.
So you have to, let's say, start meeting people. Maybe look out for help. Sometimes you can't do it on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can direct them to a therapist.
Yeah.
And then you can bring their energy levels up.
Yeah.
And they say, actually, there's nothing wrong with me. They just need a hand to pull them out.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you have to extend the hand.
Yeah.
And you have to say, yes, it is possible. And I've worked with so many of my depression clients. And I have been able to successfully bring them out. And sometimes some of them are already on some, antidepressants or anxiety pills. What I have seen is as they start settling mentally, their pills also start, anxiety pills and all start coming down. And couple of them have also got weaned out of it.
Yeah.
Of course, they're working with their doctor and me. But it is possible because it's all in the mind. Yeah. And as I said, every person will fight with a situation in their own unique way. Some of us
Yeah.
are fighters.
Yeah.
And some of us try to run away from the situation. Yeah, by not fighting with it, but trying to ignore it, that it doesn't exist.
Okay.
And that is the way we have learned in the childhood, emulating our parents. That's how I've seen my father doing it, or that's how I've seen my mother doing it, because they have been my authority figures in the childhood. And if, let's say, there is parent has been kind of little depressive, or that's how they have seen their mother or seen their father or anybody else in the family who they were very close to, there is a tendency to behave in that way. So
Yeah.
it's the behavior. If you see in a company, if a lot of people, let's say quite a few people are given pink slips in a company and they are told
Yeah.
tomorrow you are out
Yeah,
of the
you're
job,
out.
not everyone will respond to that situation in the same way.
Yeah.
It's the mental makeup. So why everybody doesn't go into depression, or why everybody is not getting into mental stress or mental issues, it's because the way we respond. Some of them might not get into mental, but they might start having bodily ache or pains, because for them that there is another way of they will put it in the body.
So it's an outing.
Yes.
So it's a byproduct of the stress.
Yeah.
So if you don't deal with that, it will come out in certain way.
It will come out in certain way.
Oh.
Yeah, because see, every thought is an energy, right?
Yeah.
It will carry an emotion.
Yeah.
Let's say I talk about happiness. Happiness is an emotion. It just opens up your body, right?
Yeah.
And you feel somewhere here, or you'll feel somewhere in the body. And if I say sad is a very kind of the moment I say sad, your body droops down, and you again will feel somewhere in the body.
Yeah.
Because every thought will carry an emotion.
Yeah.
Emotion, energy in motion.
Oh, okay, it's that.
Energy,
Okay.
which can be neither created nor destroyed. You agree with me on that?
Yeah.
So if I'm giving out 10 units of energy, I'm going to get 10 units of energy back. So whatever I give out, I get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that emotion, if not expressed, will sit somewhere in the body,
Yeah.
like a feeling.
Yeah.
And mind and body are not two separate units. It's one unit. So if continuously I am under the stress of, let's say, low performance,
Yeah.
or my boss is continuously, giving me kind of feedbacks that I'm not good enough, I'm not a good, kind of a team leader, or my output is not good. Every day in and day out, if I am listening to that, it's going, and I cannot fight back with my boss. So I am
consuming it
and putting it in my body, depending now where I am putting it. That is also very unique to every person.
Yeah.
If I don't like listening it every day, maybe I might end up having some earache, because that's what I am, that is where I'm storing it. If I'm not able to digest it, the thought every day, I might start having some issues with my stomach.
Yeah.
So it has been seen, it's a study, and there is a metaphysics of every disease.
Yeah.
This disease is nothing but dis-ease.
Not at ease.
Not dis-ease with the body. I'm not at ease with myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that mental health, that's one of the reasons, because as you said, there are everything, but why there's no communication. So there is no, because we are disconnected with ourselves first. So to heal means whole. I have to connect to that part of me which I have disconnected from, and start undoing it.
Okay.
I have to start loving myself. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that is like, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people have said this on a lot of platforms, that you
Yes.
have to first love yourself
Yeah.
before
So-
you start loving other people.
Correct. As I said, energy, right?
Yeah.
Energy in motion. So what energy I am giving myself, the same energy I will give outside.
Yeah. Yeah. So it starts with you.
It starts with yourself.
You are the first step.
I said start being selfish. Some people tell me that, don't you think that'll be too selfish? I said it's okay to be selfish with yourself.
It's nice to be selfish.
It's nice to be selfish because if you are sick, then your entire family also will feel that, isn't it?
They feel bad.
They feel
the
bad.
same.
Yeah. And for how much time they will keep giving you attention?
You have to heal up.
And if you are happy, don't you like a chirpy, happy colleague in your office, Aman?
Yeah.
Everybody likes to go to them. Everybody likes to rub on to their energy field, isn't it? But if there is a grumpy guy, do you think anybody would like to go and have a cup of coffee with that person?
No.
No, right? So we don't even go and judge that person. It's because of something inside. So the moment I am happy inside, I will bring in that vibration everywhere.
It's contagious.
It's contagious. And then even people like, how come you're happy all the time? It's not that they will not go down. It's not that they will not have stress. We all will have stress. But it is my capacity and ability to deal with the stress.
Yeah.
You cannot be in that happy, euphoric world all the time. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Especially in Bangalore, where you have so much of a traffic, and you might come up in a very great mind, but that traffic, your mind might just completely go haywire. But then, now, do I get irritated about the traffic? Or I just put nice music because I have no control over traffic? Yeah.
You surrendered and you just started something on your
Instead
own.
of getting stressed out about it, what I have learned over the period of time, and it didn't happen overnight, it happened over the period of time, because I know I have no control over traffic. Maybe even if sometimes if I leave early, I still might not have. So put a music which is soothing to your nerves and just kind of be with it. And not allow others to destroy your energy. Yeah? Why should I allow anyone to destroy my energy? I would have really worked hard to come to that state.
Yeah.
But that will happen only when my inner space is at peace. Then, even if the stress comes, my ability to handle stress will be different. But if I'm already stressed inside, my ability to handle that will not be there at all. And probably I will go in deeper into depression. I might have a phone, but I need to dial the number.
Yeah.
I might have everything, but do I even have the energy to reach out?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So you can reach out to me. You can reach out to so many of my fellow therapists, where we, in fact, try to explain and tell people there is nothing wrong with the environment.
Yeah. It's all
within
you. Yeah.
I am the magnet. You are the magnet
of
your whatever is happening in your environment.
Yeah. So this issue of mental health, which is now everywhere, and there are people who are dealing with it. First of all, now we answer the question that how I can identify the person who is dealing with depression.
Yeah.
Now, how a person can identify himself or herself that I am dealing with this stuff now and I have to reach out to other people.
Okay.
So how that person should identify that now it's the time, first of all, to identify that yes, I am dealing with this stuff now.
Yeah.
And to decide now I need to speak out to maybe to a family member, maybe to a friend, to a doctor or someone like you who can, guide him or her to come out of it.
Yeah.
How should he or her should realize that or decide?
Okay, that's a very good question. How can someone know that I am... See, they will again have this kind of a low energy.
Yeah.
Like no energy to get up from the bed and go out to the office.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't feel like going. I think I'll take off. It's like first of all, it's the body.
Yeah.
Look at your body. How's your body feeling? Do you even feel like wearing those nice vibrant colors, or you want to wear those depressive
Yeah.
colors all the
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
There is no there is no vibrancy in you. You are like, yeah, okay, fine, that kind of a stuff. There is no urge to
Enthusiasm.
do anything. There is no
Yes.
enthusiasm. It's like there is a very low energy in you, and you yourself don't feel like doing anything good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a colleague calls you and say, no, I think I'm happy. They are on their phones all the time, trying to do something, but in fact you also feel that, what am I doing with my life? And there will also be, what am I doing with my life? Life sucks.
Yeah.
There is nothing to look forward to. That also, they you might have even those thoughts. There's nothing forward to look up to. I don't think so there's anything good with me. And also they will have a lot of self-critical thoughts about themselves. Even if somebody tries to call you out, I might say, no, I don't feel like going, no, I am in that space. Also very emotionally vulnerable. You will also become very emotionally vulnerable,
Oh.
because you don't have the energy, right? And somebody might say something to you, and you will become hypersensitive, and there will be a lot of anxieties and a lot of fear also. Something will happen, that kind of a stuff.
The fear of unknown.
Yeah, sometimes the fear of unknown and unnecessarily thoughts, over thinking also,
Yeah.
kind of.
I think it happens with a lot of people, especially with the young generation
Hmm.
who are now on their own, or maybe they are come out of college or their schools, and now they are out of the shadow of the or the
Parents.
protective layer of their parents, and now
Yeah.
they are
Yeah.
they are deciding their own life now.
Yeah.
For them,
Yeah.
it is like very common, which I
Yeah.
observed.
I think they are also, for them, it's also a little bit of a confusion at that
Yeah.
point of time, that what do I do? They are not in a depressive state.
They're
Depression,
confused,
yeah.
just confused.
They are confused. They are not in depression. They might feel lonely.
Yeah.
Like when they are, out of, as you said, the protective environment of their parents, they have suddenly new challenges. Now, in that also, if you would have seen, some of the students will cope up with it very well.
Yeah.
And some will not be able to cope up. Some might
Yeah.
even say, no, sorry, I can't do. They go back home to their parents,
Yeah.
right? It's the coping mechanism, how I cope with my issue. Now, this coping is, again, the child has learned in the childhood from 0 to 8 years.
Yeah.
It's that time when the entire, like it's a clay which is getting molded, and it's like all the belief systems are getting formed at that point of time.
Yeah.
So it's the coping
Yeah. Yeah.
of a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you mentioned how a guy can identify if the person who is next to him is suffering from depression.
Yeah.
Or how I can identify myself. Now let's talk about how to deal with it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of factors, and there are a lot of types of situations when person finally, for example, if I identify, yes, I am dealing with this stuff now. Now what to do with that?
Reach out.
Reach out to other people.
Reach out to people, or reach out, maybe you can Google search, just say therapist, hypnotherapist,
Oh.
People helping me with mental health, who could it be? Reach out to a friend, reach out to someone, like, I'm looking out for someone, please, can you please help me? And there are people out there who can help you. Sometimes I've randomly kind of met people. They would have Googled, depression or hypnotherapist or something. I want help.
Your
And
name pop up.
Yeah, they would have just got my name randomly. And when I speak to them, it's more of a very low voice. And the first thing, the voice is very low. There is no energy. And they say, I'm in depression. I'm not able to do anything. I'm going to office. I'm there, but I'm not there. That kind of, I don't feel like doing anything. Can you please help me out?
Okay.
So they already know. So first thing is reach out. Because unless you reach out, nobody will reach out to you.
Yeah.
So the moment you identify these signs, and sometimes all of us go through a little bit of a dip, but we come out of it.
Yeah.
Right? But when it is prolonged, let's say over 10 days, 15 days, 3 weeks, now it is something, there is something
serious.
definitely wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So reach out.
Yeah.
And there are people out there to help you out. Because unless I open my door, nobody will come in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So now if we can just assume that this stress, depression is part of the game, and which everyone deals with it. Just assume for the moment that, for example, if I talk about myself, so maybe people who I know, they go through this phase of high and low,
Yeah.
high and low,
Yeah.
high and low. And I feel nobody is happy all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nobody is always in that high energy mode all the time.
Yeah.
But so that means we will go through this kind of phases when we are feeling low, we're feeling low energy. Now, how can we make ourselves strong? Or I should say, how should we
Cope.
avoid that kind of situation when we have gone through that extreme low
Yeah.
for a prolonged situation? Is
Yeah.
there any way that we can
Yeah.
arm ourselves or protect ourselves from reaching that kind of low? Is there any way?
It's a very good question, and kind of, yes, we can do it.
Okay.
Like I said, in today's world and today's scenario, it's not possible to, and I have no control over the environment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I have no control over the traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is sometimes the roads will be absolutely empty, and sometimes the road might be so stuck, and I have to reach my office, and obviously the stress will come up.
Yeah.
Or you need that loan to be sanctioned, and it's very important.
Yeah.
But it's not coming, and the stress level will definitely go up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to happen. You can't avoid. It's part and parcel of your life.
Yeah.
If there are highs, there are going to be lows.
Yeah.
But the trick is to be in balance. Now, how can I be in balance? Yeah, that will be possible only if I have the capacity and the capability to deal with stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, that my adrenals are not pumping stress all the the stress hormone all the time, that okay, there's a threat. It means I am in a hyper vigilant mood. I am in a hyper aware mood that something is going to happen, and because of that the stress will be like always like an impending fear, always there's a stress. So how do I deal with it is that, if, as I was telling in the beginning when I started the podcast, was there are various ways to deal with it.
Yeah.
Now it could be a simple breathing exercise in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this has to be a daily routine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If you see deep breathing exercises, what does it do? Oxygen goes into each and every cell of your body, the stress level goes down, and then your breath, the way you breathe is when it's deeper, the amount of peace comes, because I have lowered my breath right now. So instead of breathing very fast, which is shallow,
Yeah.
I'm breathing deep.
Yeah.
And that oxygen is going into the cells of my body. It's going in deep into my lungs. My entire body is getting oxygenated, and there is a kind of that everything is fine at this present moment.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you are in the here and now. In the here and now, I am breathing. Everything is fine. This body is fine. All is well.
All is
So
well.
as
All is
simple
well.
as breathing exercises. You don't have to do some high funda stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Start your day with a breath work, or it could be just some meditation which you can just have for yourself. As I also kind of make very simple meditations for
Yeah.
my clients. Maybe I can share with you next time. And these are nothing but simple relaxation technique where you go through your entire body just with your breath work. If you start your day with that, I'm already going to the office with that good energy. Now,
Yeah.
even if I am going to get some stress in the office, I am prepared because I am now vibrating at a higher level than that energy which is at a lower
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
My degree of breakdown will be very, very less because I know I have the capacity and the capability to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's like all is well. I know I can do it because I am not operating at that point of time at a stress level.
Yep.
That I know that I have a solution to it. And so many times you would have seen, Aman, in your life also, that if you're trying to search something and if you're really, hyper vigilant or hyperactive, you don't get that thing which you would have just lost. But when you just sit for a moment,
And you
take a
relax.
couple of deep breaths, you know where it is.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Because then you're not at the subconscious, which is like just to keep you alive and 6,000 times more powerful, but you're at the conscious mind, which is like logical. Yes, I can find it. Yes, I know I have the capability to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when when you were a baby, when you were just born, you were so vulnerable, right? You
Yeah.
had no resources, but there was someone who came, someone who cleaned you, washed you, gave you warm clothes, fed you. Yeah. And
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you are an adult. I'm sure you can deal with it. You have degrees behind you, you have brain, everything is there.
No need to worry.
There's nothing to worry.
Yeah.
Worry will come, but it's my state of being. How do I deal with it? So when simple breathing exercises, some kind of a regime in the morning, meditation, or maybe go for yoga. If you like to hit the gym,
Yeah.
because that will also pump blood into your body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I truly feel that the days I don't work out because I'm into fitness, I feel not good. I feel
Yeah.
bad. I feel on low energy.
Yes.
Even though I should feel, because today I'm not working out, so I should feel, yes, I'm feeling more energy.
Yeah.
But it's fine for a couple of days. But if I don't work out at all for 3-4 days,
Yes.
and then I start feeling this low in my energy level.
Absolutely. As I said, mind and body is one unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I need the physical exercise also.
Yeah.
Like I do a lot of mental work, right? So
Yeah.
I have to do some kind of a physical exercise. And when I do that, I feel good. So it could be as simple as hitting the gym, or, doing some kind of, could be just, going for your swimming,
Yeah.
something like that, playing tennis.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the morning. Morning is very important. That time, the moment you get up
Yeah.
and you start your day, that 15-20 minutes is what is going to help you with your entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the most important thing to deal if you have to deal with stress
It's just after waking up?
after waking up.
Okay.
After you just go to your washroom and you come
Yeah.
out, that time is for yourself. You can switch off the, but what do we do in the morning? The moment we get up, either we will switch on the TV, which will have all kinds of news, where this is going down, that is going down, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you should not watch TV or don't read the newspaper. Please do that. You need that for the information. But that first 20 minutes, maybe even switch off your phone. Don't start seeing the mails,
Yeah.
because moment you start seeing all those mails, again, your day has started already with an anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah. So people might say, I start my day with Instagram, and I
Yeah.
see good pics.
Yeah.
And that helps me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's good. So if that's what you like to do, so start your day with positive attitude.
Yeah.
Is the first seed you are putting in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, even if you have, let's say, a bad day, or you're in the traffic and it's really bad, your state of being you will be able to deal with that stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the first thing in the morning you should do. I mean, and when you are in the car, if you're driving, you're going in a car, maybe play a nice, soft, gentle music which you resonate with. It need not be meditative music, but because you're driving, you also have to be vigilant at that point of time. But something which soothes your nerves.
Yeah.
So if your nerves are soothed, then as I said, in fact, all is well. But my ability and my capability to deal with the stress, which will, in fact, determine the degree of stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of reacting all the time, I will respond.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm in that fear state all the time, but I know I can deal with it.
Yeah.
And then it might be a tremendous kind of a problem, which is like skyrocketing, but you can still deal with it. And sometimes you might have met people like these, where you like, there is enormous issue where everybody's stressing out, but this person is like, I know I can deal with it. And that's how the stress level will go down.
Yeah.
That is one thing. And also food is another thing.
Yeah. That's
The
important.
kind of food you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That also, when we eat very heavy food,
Heavy as in very spicy food or very oily food,
now that also depends
or
from
the amount of food.
And also no like heavy foods with lot of saturated oils and
Oh,
fats, and they will also even now the doctors are also saying that they are not good for your health. They are having all these diabetes and
Yeah.
various other issues, or blood pressure and all that. It's because the food is very heavy, so body is not able to digest it.
Yeah.
So the entire body's energy is going there to digest food. Now where is the oxygen left for the body?
Yeah.
So again, it will create kind of a low energy. Yeah, then there is not enough oxygen going to your brain, and
Yeah.
you are, so when an issue happens, you will not be able to, because you are not vigilant there.
Is there any kind of diet specifically, or any kind of meal plan which you would like to recommend for
See,
people?
I'm not a dietitian,
Yeah.
or I'm not a nutritionist. Maybe that person would be more apt on
Yeah.
talking about that. But I would, and for every person, the diet plan can be different. But I would say start your morning with a good healthy diet where you have a good spread of carbs.
Okay.
Carbs is also there. Fresh juice is good, and something to fill your stomach.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to have fresh,
Yeah.
healthy
Yeah.
diet,
Yeah.
and less of oil, because again, too much of energy will be going to digest that,
Yeah.
and good exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and something which is digested very easily by you. It could be a normal staple diet. It need not be you have to have this specific
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
which goes well with you, goes well with your body.
Yeah.
That is one thing. And as I said, exercise. But there has to be certain kind of a regime. You have
Yeah.
to do it every day. It's like my daily routine. I am going to do this because I love myself. I go back to the same thing again.
Yeah.
And in the night, before you go to sleep. Now that's another very important
Yeah. Please talk about that.
aspect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say I have gone through all the stresses throughout the day, right? And now it's my time to hit the bed.
Yeah.
One more suggestion from me is, before going to sleep, don't again watch those news channels like Khatra and Savdhan and no, where again they're trying to, nothing against those channels, but where they're again trying to tell you that there is only fear everywhere.
There's the danger.
There's danger. Yeah, you have to be aware of your environment, but what thought are you going to sleep? Again with danger? I'm going to get up with that thought only in the morning. So try, if you're watching, I mean, you have to switch off at least 20 minutes before you go to sleep from all these gadgets or your emails, or it could be your TV or whatever it is. See something which is soothing, which is, because now your mind is going into that slumber.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 20 minutes
Yeah.
before going to sleep, if you can again do some kind of a breathing exercise, some kind of a pranayam, or listening to some soft gentle music.
Yeah.
I teach my clients self hypnosis, where they can themselves go into sleep with their own, there are certain commands which they give to their mind, and you just go back into deep slumber. Or let's say throughout the day you had a very hard day, or a very harsh, somebody had spoken very harsh words to you, and they are still there. No matter how hard you're trying, you're not able to take it out of your head. You keep saying, remembering the same. So clearing that again, with certain techniques, like I teach my clients, like it's like breathing out all the energy back to that person. As I said, it's all thought, right? Bringing that energy and taking back your peace and calm from that person, and releasing all that, and then going to sleep. Now you have already cleared the data in your head, so you are not going with that data which is again going to get probably filed in your database file, which is in the subconscious.
Yeah.
But now you are going clean slate.
You're fresh.
So when you go clean slate, you will get up with a fresh mind. And now in the morning, again, I will have the energy to deal with the stress in a different way, because stress is going to come. It's not, we are not staying in a utopia kind of an environment. It is going to happen. Bills have to be paid, a lot of stuff, your children's education, loans, there's a lot of stuff, health issues also. There are so many things which we have to fight, aging parents, so many commitments, all these are going to come, right? But it's my ability how to deal with it. Yeah.
So that means,
I think I made myself clear.
Yeah. So that means, if you conclude it, the half an hour before you sleep and half an hour after you just,
very important.
because it's very important.
It's the most important part which we often ignore.
Yeah.
We ignore that.
Yes, we do.
And actually only when we crash, we literally hit the bed and we just go to sleep.
With the same emotion.
With the same emotion.
Yeah. My mom used to tell me, and she's still, always recommends to wash your feet at least and wash your hands, wash your face before you go to sleep.
Why do you think she was telling you
I
that?
think they had something to do with the same concept.
Cleansing.
Your
Yeah,
thoughts.
basically cleansing your feet,
Yeah.
cleansing your hands. Yeah. Again, you are very unconsciously clearing the energy and then going to sleep. Or it could also be having a nice shower before going to sleep.
Yeah.
That will really help. I recommend to my clients, like, like salt is a big cleanser.
Yeah.
So even this, nice warm
Salt, like in warm
yeah,
water?
and before going to, when you go for a shower,
Yeah.
if you have, of course, a tub to soak in, I mean, you
Oh.
can soak in some salt or just sprinkle some salt over you and then just wash it off. I mean, have a
Okay.
shower. It will cleanse. Or soaking your feet before going to sleep, in salt water,
Oh, warm water.
warm water.
Okay.
It will also help you a lot because it will give you a nice sleep
Okay.
because you have soothed your nerves.
Yeah.
And morning you will be really fresh to
Okay.
deal with whatever stress is coming up.
Yeah. It was wonderful. It was wonderful talking to you. I think we all learned a lot about your mental health and the issues, how to, check out those issues, how to, face those challenges.
Yeah.
And I think we must be meeting again for, in future also, because I think you have a lot to offer, a lot to, tell our audience. So thanks very much to come to this show. And I hope that you will come again.
Thank you, Aman, for having me here. It was really interesting, and also I am really happy that you called me because this is my passion and
yeah.
I love talking about it.
Yeah.
And yes, I would like to come back here
You
again,
have to come
and I
again.
will
Yeah.
I will talk about
Yeah.
other modalities. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.